I've been writing about British Muslim lifestyle for over 20 years now, and I feel more ownership around it. I feel more comfortable around it because at the beginning I could only talk about certain issues, but I now feel like I can talk about anything, like I'm writing about being on WhatsApp or writing about Pride and Prejudice or, but also about what Muslims are facing all the time because, before people can pigeonhole you, they can kind of think that you would only be a certain type of person if you are a Muslim woman in a hijab, for example. But I like to surprise people. I like to be a little bit unpredictable. And I want to convey the wholeness of who I am.
I don't need much as long as I got my baby, he a rider. He's sitting beside her, that's who she confide in. They want you conniving.
I don't want to be who they say, I want to be who I say. So it's about my narrative, it's about who I think I am. So rather than being reactive or responsive, I want to be kind of constructive and own my own narratives. And I think that's what a lot of British Muslims are doing.
It's impossible now to restrain her. Worst thing I could have done is put trust in a stranger. But that needed to happen for me only to wake up. The shoots will get in your ear when your shit popping.
Struggle is meant to be a challenge. And within that struggle and that challenge, that is where growth occurs. If you don't have disruption and if you don't have difficulty, how do you grow?
But it comes with the stresses, and I can take it all. Just don't let me down.
So every Ramadan, I worry about how I get through it, but then I absolutely embrace it and I love it and I feel excited about it. Every day I feel excited that I've got another day to fast and to worship God and to wake up in the middle of the night and then I pray that special prayer when Muslims believe that God is closest to his creation because he wants to hear your pleas, he wants to listen to our prayers. So I always do that before I do my pre-dawn meal, sehri or suhoor. And then I begin the day after having a snooze. I begin the day, and then that iftar time is so special. And it's that special moment that you have every single day for 30 days. And it's not only God that I feel more intimate with, it's also my family and my friends, because this is a time where you can draw closer to them as well. So it's not just getting closer to the divine, it's closer to the people around you. And I always see it as this vertical and horizontal relationship. I don't know, there's something in me, like the love grows in you during Ramadan. And I really feel that with my family, and I become more expressive as well of that love. You become more affectionate. You want to do things for them. You want to be a better daughter, a better friend, a better sister. So when I break my fast, when I have that first bite of the date, and when I have that first sip of water, everything is more emphasized. You feel that joy more of having that first sip and that first date. You appreciate that food more. And I always think about that saying of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, where there are two times that a believer will feel joy. One is when they meet their Lord, and the other is when they break their fast. And I'm like, yes, that is what I feel like. And the fact that you equate meeting your Lord, your Creator, with breaking your fast, I think that's such a significant comparison. Because, you make sacrifices for the one you love, right? You don't eat, you don't drink, you abstain from so many things because you want to draw closer to that person. During Ramadan, every night, I set my alarm a bit earlier so that I can wake up and do the night prayer, which is when Muslims believe that God descends to the lowest heaven and he is there to listen to our prayers and our pleas. And so I do that every night in Ramadan. I will wake up for tahajjud, for the night prayer, before I eat my sehri, and I pray. I'm a zombie that time. I'm like, my alarm is going off and I'm like, where is it? And I don't know who I am. I don't know what I am. I don't know what year it is. But then you remember, oh no, I'm waking up to worship God. So you wake up, I splash water on my face, I do my ablutions, and then it's just me. You're completely alone. It's dark. We're like surrounding that last layer of night. And there is this intimacy, this closeness that you don't have at any other part of the day. And so when I'm touching my forehead on the prayer mat, that's when I feel closest to God. At that moment, when God is closest to me, at that last part of the night. And for me, that is probably the other most special time of Ramadan. You know, actually the biggest sacrifice for me is not eating and drinking, it's sacrificing watching Korean drama and listening to Korean music. Because I abstained from that the entire month. I used to really be into rock music, really. I mean, I still am, rock and heavy metal. That was growing up. Yeah, I used to be a huge Muse fan as well. But now I'm into K-pop. You know, when you wake up at that time, you feel so vulnerable, you feel so alone, and you also feel like there's this conversation that's happening between you and God that nobody else knows about. So it almost feels like you're in on a secret. And I remember once I woke up at that time during Tahajjud, and we have this really beautiful, really old apple tree in my garden. And I heard one of the apples just fall in a gentle thud onto the grass. And it occurred to me, I was like, only I know that happened, and only God knew that that happened because he willed that. But nobody else in the world knew that that happened in that moment. And it was really special. Ramadan is just such a part of London now. It's such an intrinsic part of the London experience, and I think that's really wonderful and such a fascinating thing to see. The welcoming of Ramadan and the presence of Ramadan throughout my life, seeing how it has developed, is really extraordinary. Never thought I would see Happy Ramadan on a central London street. That's really quite moving. It means a lot as a Muslim seeing this right in London. It makes it feel more like home. Especially as an adult, you know, I always came seeing the lights, the Christmas lights when I was a kid. And now as an adult, I'm seeing Happy Ramadan lights, and yeah, it just makes me feel really proud to see them. And I feel really inspired. Even though there's so much going on in the world, like sometimes you just need these little moments of joy and celebration.
I walked across an empty land. I knew the pathway like the back of my hand. I felt the
Food tells you who you are. It is the most intimate, personal connection. One person, I don't remember who it was because he just left it on the table. He wrote that, eating your food has made me yearn for a place I'd forgotten existed. And now my heart yearns to go back. And this is the power of food.
I came across a fallen
So Ramadan means so much to me. I've described it before as a lover who always returns. And I think that really comes home to me on the final day of Ramadan. That last sunset, when I take that first bite of the last date for Ramadan, I actually have tears in my eyes. It feels really bittersweet. Like I'm really happy that I've got to the end of it, but also I am really sad that it's leaving me again until, next year, God willing, inshallah.
NTR. Speciaal voor iedereen.